Welcome to the session on how to use reverse engineering to create a delivery plan with me, Andreas Gorgi-Masuch. This session we will cover who is it for, what you will actually learn, when will you be able to apply this, and how do you actually create it. Who is this for? I would say it's for product managers, key account managers, business managers, product managers, entrepreneurs, business owners, line managers, and CXO, CIO, CEO. It's basically applicable to anyone that needs to deliver a target at a certain date. So that can really be anyone that works with any kind of planning. What will you learn then? It's an extremely easy and useful way to create a plan for achieving a target with a fixed deadline. So if you look at the timeline here, we can see that we have a target at a certain date. We are at a certain stage today and we have a target in the future. Now in between that you need to come up with the plan for how to achieve that target. And that's where the reverse engineering comes into play. So when will you actually use it? What kind of scenarios are we looking at? Well, it can be applied in basically any scenario with a fixed delivery date. A product launch, a quarterly report that needs to be in, you have a conference at a certain date that you need to plan for, you have a sales target that you need to achieve, you have a customer event that you want to ensure that becomes the best customer event ever, and then what does the plan look like to achieve that? You have a system go live, so you have a development project and you have a cutover maybe from a previous system. What needs to happen in order to secure that go live? You have a vacation, a special vacation that you really need to plan for. So what does that plan look like? And so on. So as you can see, the variety of situations where you can apply this methodology is really endless. So let's try it out and show you what it looks like. In preparation for this, I have created a very straightforward product launch plan with everything from the discovery phase to the actual product launch, just to be able to show you this conceptually. Now, before moving into the actual reverse engineering itself, if you are delivering projects or you're planning things and you need to have a straightforward way of doing that, my recommendation is always to use a simple spreadsheet for it. Obviously, if you're a project manager and you're working with more in-depth or complex projects, you tend to need a project management tool to support you. But the majority of times when you're working in a business environment and you want to have that sort of easy collaboration with other people within your organization or across your organization, using a spreadsheet is a very simplistic way. And to serve this purpose, I've created a template that I can use in basically any scenario. So I have this spreadsheet template, so I don't have to recreate it each and every time. And that I would recommend as well, that you have a spreadsheet template that you can easily just reuse for any initiative that you have or any plan that you need to make. Now, if you do want to utilize this particular template, you can find it under my website product page. You have the product plan template, which is downloadable. Now, in this one, I have then created a product launch schedule or deliverables. And in this template, you have the deliverables, you have the responsible person, deadline status, and comments. And then you have the calendar weeks in this case. Obviously, if you want to make it more in-depth, you can do it by day as well. I tend to work primarily by week deliverables though. So here we have product launch at the bottom, where we have the actual toll gate or the launch itself. So let's say we are now end of the previous year and we get a deadline here that by let's say it's going to be launched just until summer here in July. There should be a launch for it. So I put a toll gate for that one here. And we now need to figure out how do we achieve that. And the reverse engineering is basically that you work from the target and you work your way backwards. And the first take on this, I normally do a high level one and then I drill down to the detailed one. So now I don't really take into consideration where we are today. This is more just looking at it from an ideal planning point of view. So let's say for the market and operational readiness, the last phase prior to launch, let's say for that one, I think I need basically a calendar month or 4 weeks. Then I put 4 weeks on that one. Then I move directly to the previous phase, which is to build the prototype. That one I think will require maybe 8 weeks. Design requirements, that's going to be another 4 weeks. So I put 4 weeks on that one. And then we have the strategy and planning. That's a 3 weeks one. And then we have the discovery phase that I will allow 3 weeks for that as well. Taking that from the product launch date, that means that we need to start this project by first week of February in order to achieve the delivery date or the product launch in July. So this is a very fast and high level reverse engineered project plan. The next step in this planning is to look into the actual deliverables to see that it actually fits within the time frame. So let's say I start with the discovery phase. We have the market research. I allow for 1 week of market research, customer personas that will take a couple of weeks to create, competitive analysis that's going to happen during the second week as well, and then product vision statement that's going to happen week 2 and 3, and then I have a concept approval by the end of that, which is a considered milestone. That's why I put an M on that one. For the strategy and planning, the business model and pricing strategy, that's going to be a week for that one. We high level roadmap week 2, and then we have the MVP definition. So that's going to be a week for that one as well. And then I have a business case sign off as the milestone. Functional and non-functional requirements, that's going to take a couple of weeks. Technical architecture, I do that in parallel, starting in parallel and ending it on the third week. And then we have regulatory compliance. That can also happen in parallel here to the technical architecture. And then I lock scope and initiate development. That milestone is going to be on week 4. Then we come down to the build the prototype, working prototype. That's going to take 4 weeks. Then usability and testing, which is sort of happening in iterations here in parallel. And then we have feedback iterations as well. And then we have approve an external release by the end of this phase. So it's a milestone here. And then finally the go-to-market plan. So how we're actually going to sell this one. That will take a week. We do bug fixes at the same time, happening in parallel. Supply chain readiness here as well. Customer service readiness. So how we're going to cater for the product. And then we have the launch approval, which is happening here just the week prior to. It's a tight schedule, but anyway, that's how it goes. And then we have the product launch, and then you have the campaigns that's happening at the same time then as part of the launch. And then you have the post monitoring, which is also taking place here after the launch up until a certain point of time. So with that, we have created our reversed engineered project plan with the chosen target date, and we know when we need to start. And then again, not having taken any surrounding dependencies into consideration at this stage that we may want to do. But then we can continue filling out the plan here as well. If we take the target date here for the release, who's responsible? Well, that's me. It's going to be responsible for that one. What's the deadline? Let's say that's the 8th of July. Oh, 8th of July. July, there we go. And the status is open on that one and no comments. And here also, if you're working with this particular plan, you have either, if a plan is open, that's fine, you can have it in progress, or it's done. And you have automated formatting for that as well. So that's about it. I hope this has been helpful, and I wish you good luck with your reverse engineering of plans, and I see you in another session. Thank you very much. Goodbye.